Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We're looking at Imam Razi's discussion of guidance in Tafsir of Surah Yunus, ayat 35, 34 and 35. And last time we looked at this paragraph, Al-Mas'alatul Ula, and basically what Imam Razi said in there was that two things. First, in Quran Al-Azim, it is Qaida Muttarida, that whenever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions whenever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala Al-Quran Al-Azim argue from creation to the existence of creator, he also argues from the need for guidance to the need for guide. And this is a pattern in the Quran, the glorious Quran, which is without exception. And what Imam Razi basically said was that his saying is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, from the state of the body, that's referring to ayah 34, states of body. By states of body mean, body changes. It gets sick and eventually it dies. So it is the changes and destruction from these the Quran argues for the existence of the creator, because without creator, how can this something comes into being and then changes and is destroyed, and then it would be resurrected one day. That proves that there is a creator, proves the need for the creation. And that's the realm of creation, the realm of creatures. The body is creature, creation. From there, you argue for the need for the existence of a creator. On the other hand, with soul, he seemed to say that the states of souls are different. Basically, what the state of the soul is longing for the guidance, longing for truth. And since the soul is longing for guidance, that indicates the need for the existence of a guide. So that was Imam Al-Razi's. So what he is claiming is that from the states of the body, like creation, changes, destruction, and then resurrection, Quran argues for the existence of a creator, the creator. And from the states of the soul, which include, longing for guidance, it argues for the existence of the guide. And what I said was that there's no denying this. Allah is a bit subtle reading. One thing which Quran does is from creation argues for creator, but from creation it also argues for guidance. So if creator has created something, and he is an infinite and all-knowing creator, he also, and loving creator, he also guides its creation. So from the creation horizontally, the Quran argues for the need of a guide as well. So Imam Al-Razi doesn't mention it here because, as we will see, his angle is a bit different. So now today we will go to the next paragraph and it will become more clear. Now here Imam Al-Razi says in the second paragraph, وَعَلَمْ أَنَّ الْمَقْصُودَ مِنْ خَلْقِ الْجَسَدِ حُصُولُ الْهِدَايَةِ لِلْرُوحِ. So the purpose of body, the creation of body, is guidance for the soul. Guidance for the soul. Because as he will explain, so let me dwell on this a bit. So it's a bit controversial, or I don't know, a bit contentious claim by Imam Al-Razi here, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created body. So body is in it so that the soul can be guided. We'll see how, but in this conception of body is propagating here is as an instrument for the soul. And soul, as you know, is the command of God, and we have been given very little knowledge about it, as Quran says. Soul in Quran, soul means ruh, and Quran uses soul in different meaning. Ruh, in the sense of it refers to Jibreel alayhi salam, Gabriel. It also refers to Isa alayhi salam. It also refers to the Quran al-Azim and many other things. And it also refers to seemingly what we call soul in English, but we don't know much about it. And to say that it is command of God, not to say that that's the essence of ruh or soul as against body, because body is also command of God. What Quran says, "Qul ar-ruhu min amri rabbi wa ma utitu min al-ilmi illa qalila." So they ask you about what is ar-ruh, and tell them that it is the command of my Lord. And it is, and you have been given very little knowledge of its essence or its reality. Anyhow, Imam Razi seemed to think that body is an instrument of soul, a vehicle of soul, and it was created for the sole purpose that the soul is guided. We'll see how, but that seems to me a contentious claim. I'm not sure about it, because body is also a command of God, soul is also a command of God, and obviously what we need is the body and soul all should be subservient to God's command. So they are the command of God, the command which is a takwini cosmic command. But what is required is that they should also be subservient to willingly God's legislative command, or his al-amr al-tashri'. But from that, it doesn't necessarily follow that body is mere instrument of the soul. It might be an instrument of soul, among other things. It might be and should be subservient to the soul, which is subservient to Allah's command. But that doesn't mean that body is a mere instrument. Anyhow, I should mention that my own conception is that the body and then the soul, body, al-jasad, al-ruh. And they are different from life. So life is hayat, al-hayat. So ar-ruh is not necessarily life. It comes to human beings after the life. Like when they're still in the womb. Anyway, let's go back to Imam Razi and continue this. So let's go back to Imam Razi. وَعَلَمْ أَنَّ الْمَقْصُودَ مِنْ خَلْقِ الْجَسَدِ حُصُولُ الْهِدَايَةِ الْرُوحِ. So the purpose of the creation of the body is guidance for the soul, and in order to prove this claim, he quotes here كما قال تعالى والله أخرجكم من بطون أمهاتكم لا تعلمون شيئا. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brought you out of your mother's womb in a state in which you didn't know anything. So we come out of our mother's womb totally ignorant, without knowledge. But the knowledge which this ayah denies is the actual knowledge, not necessarily potential knowledge. So this ayah is not a clear argument for a sort of a Lockean carte blanche. It is compatible with more rationalist view or more Cartesian view as well. But what is saying is that you come out of your mother's womb in a state in which you don't have any actual knowledge. وَجَعَلَ لَكُمُ السَّمْعَ وَالْأَبْصَارَ, and he gives you the power to hear, see, and wal-afida, the heart, but here afida mean because al-qalb in Arabic doesn't necessarily mean the organ, but also reason. So wal-afida here mean either reason or also consciousness, but also the organ itself. لَعَلَّكُمْ تَشْكُرُونَ, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that so you could be grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So la'alla here is for ta'leel. لَعَلَّكُمْ تَشْكُرُونَ, so you can be thankful, grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through your worship of Him or through your following His commandments. And Imam Razi said, وَهَذَا كَالتَّسْرِي, this is a clear indication that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala إِنَّمَا خَلَقَ الْجَسَدَ, He created the body وَإِنَّمَا أَعْطَى الْحَوَاسَ, and gave that body 5 senses, لِتَكُونَ, or senses, لِتَكُونَ آلَةً, so that those senses could be instrument, آلَةً فِي اكْتِسَابِ الْمَعَارِفِ وَالْعُلُومِ, فِي اكْتِسَابِ الْمَعَارِفِ وَالْعُلُومِ. They could be the means of, or the instrument for seeking the knowledge, the different type of knowledge and ma'arif, deeper knowledge as well as more common knowledge or more obvious knowledge. From this, Imam Razi seemed to think that this ayah sort of prove his point that body is created for the soul. So let us see. Let's try to understand his argument more precise. So the ayah is saying that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took you out and you had no knowledge. Yeah. And then he gave you senses so you can seek knowledge, so that you can become grateful to him through following that knowledge and worshipping him. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created the body and gave him senses so he can acquire knowledge, among other things. And senses in generally for acquiring all sort of knowledge, and also, then through the knowledge to guide his body and soul to what pleases Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, as far as I can see from this, it doesn't follow that the body is created for the guidance of the guidance of the soul, because his argument seems to be that you created body without knowledge and then gave body these senses so you can acquire knowledge through those, and that knowledge would be to guide soul, so then soul can guide body as well. Although the last one he doesn't say, but it is employed there. But from this, it doesn't follow that body is created for soul. It follows that both body and soul are created so that they can do shukr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through following his command. Soul and body both should follow his command. Both should. So both body and souls are created to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Although their worship and their needs and their essences are different, but and they help each other in the sense that through body we get knowledge which is useful for the soul, and then soul uses that knowledge to guide the body in a sense. To Allah's commandments. But from this it doesn't seem to follow that body is created for soul. I think what follows is that both body and soul are created so they should be grateful to their creator, and so that they should follow the commands of their creator. That's what follows, I think, as far as I can see. And it doesn't seem to me, at least not from this, not so far, it doesn't follow that. It doesn't seem to support Imam Razi's claim that مقصود من خلق الجسد حصول الهداية. The purpose of the creation of body is to guide the soul. It doesn't seem to follow from that. What follows is the purpose of both creation of body and soul is to be grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Anyway, let's see, there's more to come. So we have done so far وَعَلَمَ أَنَّ الْمَقْصُودَ فِي خَلْقِ الْجَسَدِ حُصُولُ الْهِدَايَةِ لِلرُّوحِ كما قال تعالى والله أخرجكم من بطون أمهاتكم لا تعلمون شيئا وجعل لكم السمع والأبصار والأفئدة لعلكم تشكرون. سورة النحل آية 71. وهذا كالتصريح بأنه تعالى إنما خلق الجسد وإنما أعطى الحواس لتكون آلة في اكتساب المعارف والعلوم. And from this, Imam Razi seems to be implying that because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created the body without knowledge and created these instruments, his senses and reason and all that, so that it can have a knowledge, and from that knowledge is, he seems to think of the use, something which only soul uses as such. He seems to be implying that the body is, the purpose of the creation of body is guidance, so it can seek knowledge, and that knowledge would be for the guidance of the soul. So in this way, he seems to think that it is proven that the body is the instrument of soul, or the body was created so that it can be subservient to it was created for the purpose of our soul. What I have said is so far that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created body and soul, and He created both of them, and in order to guide, in order for them to submit to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to worship. So, and body worships and soul worship, and with the interaction of body and soul, human being is formed. So in that sense, they are parts of human beings. Now he goes on to provide another more clear argument for his claim from وَإِذًا فَالْأَحْوَالُ الْجَسَدِيَّةُ خَصِيصَةٌ وأيضا فالأحوال الجسدية خسيسة يرجع حاصلها إلى الالتذاذ إلى آخره. So that's another argument, and probably we should look at this argument because it's a bit more subtle argument, and will take more time in the next session, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.